And the guy I was with goes, that happens. What? Where? No, it doesn't.
That is like such a simple fucking punchline, but like that is.
It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now.
Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in pod personal land. Welcome back to another episode of Stand-Up Teardown. I'm your host, Sean Fau, and joining me as always is my lovely co-host, Mr. Matthew Ballek.
Please clap. Thank you. It's so good to be back, Sean. How are you doing? How you feeling?
As good as always, I guess. I don't know. Just nothing's working. And here we are. Yep, we're doing it. Let's do it.
We are
What are we
doing it
doing?
because guess what? We got 3 comics, full stand-up specials that we're going to watch parts of and review. Coming up first is a comedian that I've seen quite a bit on Reddit because I'm a bit of a Reddit troll, lurker, whatever you want to call it, on the stand-up subreddit. This is Tommy Melor. Tommy Melor with his special, The Prince of All Comics.
Never heard of him. Let's see what he's got.
I've seen of him.
Look at all you guys. I'm
Canadian or Minnesotan?
Just immediately. I know we need like the cut like segment where it's like snap judgment walking on stage.
Yeah. Does this guy suck or not? 10 seconds. All right, here we go.
No, yeah, definitely
a
Canadian.
shy adult. So choosing to film was, they told me like, oh yeah, 3 cameras will be on you. I'm like, that's a lot. Very shy. And the problem with it is it's not cute anymore. Right? When I was a child, people loved that. They're like, look at a little scamp scared to talk. I'm 33 now. It's creeping people out. I'm creeping out. I can't do regular guy things. Like, everything's a nightmare for me. I took an Uber here, right? If you take an Uber, you have to talk to the guy, and I don't know how to do that. Right? I talk to Uber drivers like they're strippers.
Joe Pera kind of style.
Yeah.
He not as much like misophonia on the mic, but yeah.
Well, it's like that Canadian accent just fucking overthrows everything. Like,
It kills me. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, even if he was doing someone else's bits in that voice, it wouldn't be the same. Like, it doesn't even matter.
Right? He picks me up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I like that. Yep. And then he dropped me off, and I'm like, great tits. Great the whole ride. It's tough being a creepy adult, because this was my biggest fear. Right? When I was a kid, I was always like, I hope I don't grow up and become creepy to women. And then I looked in the mirror today, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
I was going to say, do you identify with this premise, Sean? As a creepy
It's
adult?
okay when I say it, Dick. Jesus.
That's
Christ.
not good. And it's gotten to the point now where I actually started going to therapy. And I told my therapist, like, hey, I'm scared that I'm creepy. And she said, I don't think you're creepy at all, actually. So I followed her home. You're not going to undermine me like that. It's hard. I'm anxious all the time. I always feel creepy, and I am a little bit creepy. Like, I think I scare women. Especially at nighttime. At nighttime, I'm terrifying. Right? So I know if I'm walking down the street at night and there's a girl on the street, I know that I have to cross the road. Otherwise, they think I'm going to murder them. Right? And you know what? Probably not going to.
I'm not even
I
sure
like
if I'd
his
call
style.
that a misdirect. Just
Right? I love it's so subtle, just the probably.
yeah.
It's nice.
There's a very subdued nature to this, and it's
That Canadian chill.
exactly, yeah. It's very, very fucking Canadian. It oozes Canadian without just that like gonna smile through everything, no matter what it is, and yeah, it is just kind of a weird, like it's not even a real place, Canada. Like it's just some sort of like gnome infested snow globe of a wonderland or something. I don't think it actually exists.
It breeds so
Right, just-
many great comedians, though. And I'm digging his like self-deprecating style thus far. Like he leans into, like he knows who he is, gets that out there right out the gate. So far, like a solid beginning to a special, I'd say.
Oh yeah, it certainly works. He introduced himself. We know exactly who he is, where he is, and what the fuck is going on in his brain. I it is a little early. I wish he would get with it rather than just kind of reestablishing the premise. But let's see if he pulls out
Yeah,
some
the
more.
word creepy is definitely used quite a bit.
Getting creepy. Yeah.
I got a shawarma home. Don't got time to be murdering anybody. I know they're scared though because I've heard them make fake phone calls. Yeah, you
so
might have
good.
heard these before. You might have made them before. They're walking down the street and they see me and they're like, "Oh, hey, Jessica. You're gonna see me in 3 minutes." So yeah, now we all know that. And I'm just walking behind her like, okay, she thinks I'm gonna kill her, so I need to fix this. I need to smooth it over. I need to make my own fake phone call.
Yes.
Right, so I pick up my phone and I say, "Hey, I'm gonna be there in 2 minutes." Yeah, just need to murder this lady real quick.
So nice.
Just the very like there's not even a misdirect there. That is just a very straight through obvious punchline, but like
Just
for some
silliness.
reason,
It's
yeah.
like the 6-minute abs, like Harlan Williams style.
Yeah,
I
it's the
love it.
ridiculousness of it, but it's also his like dry delivery of it. The like almost
Mhm.
like he's like just come to terms with the fact that he's creepy and he's just sort of accepting it rather than like I don't know, it doesn't even feel like a bit. It just kind of feels like he's just talking about life.
What's the guy that did on SNL recently? Did the Washington's Dream sketches? Oh, it already came to me. Nate Bargatze. He's got like a Canadian Nate Bargatze vibe or drawl.
Yeah.
Like his eyes have that same sort of like vacant kind of stare, I would say.
In the sort of like slow, deliberate speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But with that nice Canadian accent. So he's going to
Absolutely,
probably
yeah.
talk about loonies at some point.
And toonies. Can't forget the toonies.
No, I don't murder women. I'm quirky like that. I don't believe in it. I like them alive. Sometimes I am walking behind a lady and she doesn't look scared at all. And part of me is like, am I going to murder her? I should be a little scared. I don't like it. I don't know. I had a tough day today, actually. I'll tell you, I live in an apartment downtown. My building has laundry, but the laundry costs loonies because it's very archaic. And I never have loonies. So what I do once in a while is I'll take $40. I'll go to the gas station. I'll get $40 worth of loonies. So I'm set for a long time. But today I was coming home with my $40 worth of loonies, and I ran into a homeless guy. And he's like, "Hey, you got any change?" Yeah, I'm like, fuck, I have more change than I've ever had in my life. Right, you know how stressful that is? Where I gotta look
and the visual, but I've heard TJ Miller do this like back in the early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
It's definitely parallel thought. I'm not accusing any joke thievery, but I've seen TJ Miller do this live, talking about like going to a Coinstar on your way to Coinstar and like doing the pocket tap where it's like, no, sorry, and like clunk, trink.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely talked about it before, but like, I am not a subscriber to the idea of, stolen material so much. Like, if you're doing a bit word for word, maybe I could see that as being stealing, but like, for the most part, there's just so many ideas that come together at the same time that are just, this is an obvious thing. You got a lot of change. There's a homeless guy. Like, that's something that like, so in order for
the parallel
comedy
thought is easy to see. Like,
well, parallel thought is one thing, but there's like also the idea of like these, part of being a stand-up.
Just happening.
Well, yeah, part of being a stand-up is being identifiable or recognizable, or like, just having these sort of universal experiences. And so bringing those universal experiences to light and the comedy around them, like, yeah, they're universal experiences. Everyone's been there. So it's like, yes, people are going to have similar trains of thought, and, people are going to have similar jokes that, but the idea of joke thievery to me is very, I don't know, just very overblown and very, very much one of those subjects that like comedians get very up in arms about, but I don't think matter anywhere near as much as they think it does. Like, yeah, it's kind of amusing to find these parallels and you recognizing that this is similar to a TJ Miller bit, but like, I don't know that it has to go anywhere beyond that. Like, we don't need, boycotts and lawsuits and fucking people getting all huffy and up in arms about this shit. Like, just write another fucking joke. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bitch.
No, I totally agree that these kind of observations can happen between comedians, but I still think we should blow it up just for the views to help us out.
Oh, I mean, we need to fill time here. We've got an hour-long show, so we've got to talk about something. But that's, as far as like the morality of it, I like to make very clear that I do not side with the moral crusaders when it comes to joke thievery. If you're entertaining an audience, that is, your entire requirement as a comedian. Either way.
Yeah, I'm calling this not thievery, but just
yeah, parallel thinking, certainly.
On the eyes now and be like, no. And then walk away with the loudest pants.
It's a different mix.
That's tough, but I can't spare. Loonies are powerful, especially in Canada. Right? You need a loonie for a lot of stuff. You go to the grocery store, it costs a loonie just to use a shopping cart. Right? I know this. We all know this. So I have a loonie like that lives in...
Yeah, but a loonie's like $1. Fucking Aldi's $0.25. There's a difference there, man.
Well, I mean, you still get it back, but yeah, I mean, that's being a bit more gentle with that card, I guess.
And I use it just for shopping carts. Right? And sometimes when I'm putting that shopping cart away, some loser will intercept me and be like, hey, man, I forgot my loonies, but I have 4 quarters. Do you want to trade me for your cart? And I have to be like, no. Because I don't want to be like you later.
I love this turn of phrase and yeah, I don't know. It's a very casual style, like laid back, but very funny.
Yeah. There's nothing surprising about the comedy. It's all very matter of fact, but like, just the way he lays it out is entertaining at the very least. Like he's not saying anything profound or digging new gold here. Yeah, that's true too. It's an hour-long special, but he's kind of carrying it on, charisma. I don't know if we can call this charisma, like low-key charisma, low-energy riz. I don't know what the fuck we're dealing with here, but it's...
low-energy riz. Get out of town with that.
You got to keep it with the kids and the no
That's
caps
true.
and the whatnot.
All around the parking lot. Like some goblin, like, I'll trade you these pelts I have. Perhaps for your cart.
I think you can still do that in Canada.
No, it is tough. I'll tell you this is something I'm pretty excited about. I have an Asian girlfriend, and I know you're looking at me like, probably. I just have one of those faces. Like, he probably has an Asian girlfriend. And I do, and she's wonderful. And
What is the connotation there?
I don't even know. Does he have one of those faces? Like, is this a thing I'm not? It's certainly what I'm not aware of.
Yeah, I've been to Vancouver, and I know there's a heavy Asian population there, but like,
Is it like a mail order bride kind of thing?
that might be where he's going with that. I don't know. That feels.
Proof that if you ask the universe for something, the universe will give it to you. Because ever since I was a little kid, I was like, fuck, I'd love an Asian wife. That'll be great. And my girlfriend is Pakistani. And I'm like, well, that's not what I meant, but but I'll take it. That's great. It's still great to have somebody. Right, because it's hard to talk to girls. I know
That
this,
is a
right?
weird camera angle. They keep going back to this like really low shot here. That's kind of bugging me. I don't.
Yeah, it's very beard forward.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's like the audience view or whatever, but like it doesn't jive with the rest of the special. It's very, very out of place to have the camera this low. Not
Good observation.
Yeah.
There's
Always gotta
rules
bitch
to
about
talking to
something.
girls. I've seen TikTok. I know the rules. I've seen the videos where they're like, hey guys, hot tip. If she's wearing headphones, don't talk to her. I'm like, that's fair. I won't bother her. Next video. If she's sitting alone at night, leave her alone. I'm like, that's also a fair tip. I'll take that to heart. Next video. Just don't ever talk to them. Right? You scare them. You look scary. Especially at night. It is tough, though. Because I read this, too. I read that women...
I feel like you missed a tag there. Like, how does the video know I'm scary or something? Like,
Oh, yeah. There's definitely an opportunity to slide something in there.
yeah.
if they like you within 7 seconds of seeing you, which is tough for me because it takes them about 8 seconds to realize I'm not homeless. I am glad to see her, and I'm glad to have her because I am a creep. I am a creep. She doesn't really know that yet, but I'm pretty creepy. Like, I watch OnlyFans. I don't know if any of you are on there. I'll subscribe. I'll get on there. I learned about it from a friend. He came up to me and he said, you got to go on the OnlyFans because it's the most ethical way to watch porn because the sex workers get all the money. That's why I'm on OnlyFans. That's what he told me. And I'm like, I feel like you're bragging about jerking.
Yeah. Stepped on his punchline, but I was right there with him. Like, yeah, you're bragging about jerking off. That's fucking weird.
I mean, he's right. It is the most ethical way to watch porn, but ethics is really a post-cum idea. Right? I'm not thinking about that.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? A lot of these OnlyFans girls confuse me. Well, a lot of them, what they do is they'll post like a naked picture of themselves and then have like a caption. And I saw one, there was a girl, she was naked, and her caption was like, how many times would you guys fuck me? And people commented on it. They're like 6 or 7 times. And I was just like, probably just once. That's all I have in the tank, honestly. And I'll be real honest with you. I might just jerk off. Like I'm in my 30s now. Sex is pretty great, but it's also a little bit exercise. I could do without that. Some girls are cocky on there in a weird way. Like another girl, she posted a nice spicy picture, and her caption was, you wouldn't even know what to do with me. What do you talk? I would do sex. Right? You think I'd be naked and I'd be like, Jumanji? Or I might just jerk off because I am tired.
That's a callback, a jerk off callback.
Yeah, and I think that's a good place to call him on this one.
Oh man! All
go
right,
on
well,
a
yeah,
bang.
I'll definitely be coming back to the special. Like I said, I've seen his like clips. He does a good job of promoting himself on Reddit, or maybe not him specifically, but his stuff gets shared, and so I enjoy it. And I'll definitely watch that full special.
I feel like he's not like a crowd work guy, so I assume the clips are actually like clips.
A lot of them are, yeah. They always are like some sort of premise in text or whatever, and then the bit. So yeah, he's a great writer, and I like his stage presence. His delivery is on point. He's got that Canadian angle.
Yeah, and it's
Was
like,
there a brick wall? I already can't remember.
no, it was kind of a flat background, but like he's
An advertisement for a comedy club, I believe.
That's the other, like, yeah, 50% a brick wall and 50% are just the name of the club, whatever. But
no, I loved it. I enjoyed that special. So yeah, I'm hoping more people check that out. I'm excited to see it on YouTube.
He's got like a
couple weeks
weird,
ago, I think I watched.
He's got like a weird presence to him. Like it's not like it's almost like a nervous energy, but it literally just comes off as Canadian, which is just its whole own thing, which is weird.
Canadian creepy is endearing, at least for
exactly.
America.
Compared to American creepy creepy is fucking I need a gun. Canadian creepy is I'm gonna walk a little bit slower and stay away from this guy. But who do we got up next?
Up next is a comedian I've heard of before, and I'll need to pull up the bio, but this is comedian Jeff Dye with his special Last Cowboy in LA.
Right on. Let's take a look. I've heard the name before. I think I've seen him on like a Kill Tony or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can see that.
I only recently started watching the show, so I'm not totally familiar. Like, mainly just because we do this show, and when you're explaining it to people, people are like, "Oh, it's like Kill Tony," and I had no idea really what Kill Tony was, which is kind of weird considering we're in the comedy space here. But
when did you first become aware of Kill Tony as a show? Like very recently?
Well, I had always heard of him, like, as part of the Rogan universe and whatnot.
He's
but like
Rogan hanger-oner.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't really understand what the premise of the show was. I thought it was more like
it's an open mic night, but with hecklers. It's like
right, but is it Doug? I think Doug Stanhope, or not Doug Stanhope. Who's the weed Doug? Doug Loves Movies. Doug Benson.
Doug Loves Movies. Doug Benson. There we go.
The Benson Interruption. He had a show that was like, that's kind of what I pictured Kill Tony being more like, which, like polished stand-ups, but being interrupted by people.
But it's more but it's a panel. They're like on stage instead of in the audience.
Right. And it's, a lot more just like open micers, like first time up people. And then they have their like regular crew or whatever. But
it's got a bit more of that, like America's Got Talent or angle where like you get the views on the bad people.
You can love watch it or hate watch it or both or halfway in between. It's kind of all the same there. But like I said, this Jeff Dye guy, I think I saw on one episode. That's like as much as I know of his name. I
know him from like years ago from Last Comic Standing. I think was where he got more of like the national recognition. But
gotcha.
He's been around, since then, like since, 2000s, late 90s. So,
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks for coming out. We love you. Thanks for being here.
Jesse Pinkman.
I am 100 days sober. How about that?
Yeah, definitely got a Breaking Bad sort of vibe to him.
Oh, and we're just going into sober sobriety talk. I'm stepping on bits today.
Jesus Christ, man, get your shit together. Fucking comic timing. Get it down.
Stand up step on.
Holy shit.
Not too much. It's court ordered. Daddy crashed some cars. God, it's hard to be sober. I don't know if you guys have ever tried it. It is very difficult. Just raw dogging life, Just all day going, oh, I wasn't dealing with that, was I? Everything that's just normal, I give myself credit for now. Like now that I'm sober, I'm like, look who's up before 3 p.m., huh? My friends are having a difficult time with my sobriety because my friends, they're animals, you know? They'd be like, we getting ripped tonight? I'm like, dude, I've told you like 100 times I'm sober. They're like, what? Yeah, I'm sober now. They're like, you're still doing that? Yeah, I have a disease. I'm hopefully gonna be doing this forever. And they're like, come on, man, don't be gay. I'm like, what? It's not what gay guys are up to, I don't know. I hit rock bottom in Hollywood, California. I don't know if you guys heard about it. No, rock bottom in Hollywood, California is a terrible rock bottom town. That is not where you want to hit rock bottom. There are plenty of good rock bottom. Cleveland, great rock bottom town. Florida, full of towns that are good rock bottom towns.
Agreed.
Right? A guy could get 12 DUIs in Florida and everybody would be like, Randy.
It's fair.
No, I hit rock bottom in Hollywood, California. That is a bad place for rock bottom because everyone is mean to you there. Right? In Hollywood, my entire career, everybody in Hollywood's been like, you're not even famous. I've never heard of you. You're not famous. You're not even famous. You're not famous. I've never heard of you. You're not famous. You're not even famous. Right? And then I have one bad day and it's like, famous comedian, crashes car, fights cop. I'm like, God damn it. Thought I wasn't famous. What the fuck's happening?
This whole premise is just weird, considering we just talked about how we don't know who the fuck this guy is. Like,
Good point. I was gonna say I'm not getting a lot of audio blips from you on this one. Like I'm chuckling along. I'm digging the premise. I'm like, all right, this is what we're buckling into. Like we're starting with like sobriety bits.
I feel like it was all just like
But you're like stone facing it.
Yeah, it felt like it was all just build up or like setting up premises, but not actually paying anything off. Like it was, an amusing chat, but not stand up. Like, I don't know. There's just an element missing. Like he's got the stage presence and, he talks in the cadence of a joke, but like there's not any actual punchlines coming through here. Like the whole thing about the, what state or what city would be good place to hit rock bottom in. Like he was building that, and then like the payoff just, I don't know, it just didn't hit for me. Yeah, maybe it's because the payoff was him saying that he's famous, and I've literally like never heard of him. So like, I don't know. It just seems.
I have heard of him, but yeah, I would say like he wouldn't be like considered classically famous, but he's been on national television, so you got to give him his props there. Probably has a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it just kind of seemed like weirdly self-aggrandizing or something. Like that sort of like. You when you're in an interview and they ask you what your worst quality is, and you're like, well, I show up to work like 20 minutes early, unfortunately, every fucking day. And it's just like, yeah, my problem is I work too hard. Yeah, I don't know. Just something about him is not hitting for me, but
well, I agree. It's been a bit light on the jokes thus far. Like if there was like that nutritional panel on the special, there's getting a little bit of filler, like, and just cadence.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting by on cadence and energy alone so far.
I was like in People magazine. I was like, I've never even been in this before. How did this happen? I think it took me so long to get clean because I...
What was that?
But Sweet Jacket.
Yeah, I guess.
Fun drunk. Right? Nobody wants to help a fun drunk. Right? We want to help sad drunks. We get real philanthropic if it's a sad drunk. Right, you could drink with a sad drunk for 5 minutes. You want to help this guy. He's like, I should probably text her. You're like, no. It's been 2 years since the miscarriage. You're like, Jesus Christ. Ugh, this guy needs a meeting. Right, but no, I was fun. High functioning. My friends love Drunk Jeff. They're like, oh, Drunk Jeff's the best, dude. He poured whiskey in our mouth. Dude, he brought a gun in the kitchen. I was just crying for help, like somebody fucking. I was such a fun drunk. I'm actually afraid my friends are going to give me an intervention to start drinking again.
Yeah, honestly, so far his whole act seems like he's just up there trying to convince himself to not drink anymore. There's just, the show isn't for
like if this
us.
special
Like,
doesn't do well, he's like, I'm going back. Fuck it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like
This could be my angle. Like I'm gonna do the. Oh God, I'm thinking of another comic's name. He's like another I think
Richard
ex-fellow
Lewis or
comedian.
something.
Not Richard Lewis. Like in the Zeitgeist today, I think he interviewed Trump during the election cycle as well.
Theo Vaughn.
Boom. Yeah,
Mm,
he's a sober comic, right?
maybe, but he's at least got like
At least touches on those topics. I don't know if he's still struggling.
I'm not a huge follower of his, but he's I just kind of know him as a personality, a real life Joe Dirt sort of character, more so than sobriety or anything. But like at least he does have some sort of character. Like this guy is the most average of everyday white guys. Like there's just nothing standing out about him or his.
So I'll say, like, I will applaud his sobriety, but I also
Sure.
want to laugh at the jokes.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, this isn't an AA meeting. This is,
I'm like, this would crush at an AA meeting. That's
exactly. Yeah, you're the most entertaining guy at AA. I get that. No problem.
Fucking, where'd you get that jacket, man? Let's go
We
shopping.
got a fucking 2-drink minimum here, dude. Get to chuckling.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna come home. They'll be like, come on in. I'm like, what the hell's this? They're like, your sobriety has affected us in the following ways. You're not giving us drugs anymore. We're having to pay for all of our own shit.
You're right. That is a decent twist on a tried and true premise. The intervention
the
for
script,
sobriety. Yeah. It's at least something there, but there's still just a lack of punchlines or tags or anything that really constitute, like, it's not storytelling. It's not like one-line jokes. It's not like, there's just, it's like, it's veering closer to one-man show than stand-up, really. And that's always what gets me the most annoyed.
I feel like it's like past self-deprecation.
Right. It's
He's just going to like, man, I was so crazy. I was shitting in mouths. I was doing.
well, yeah. It goes so past self-deprecation that it goes into self-aggrandizing, and no one wants to see that, especially from like a fairly decent-looking normal dude. If you're an ugly, fat fuck that's barely keeping his shit together, maybe this set works. But like, no one cares that an attractive person has problems. Like, it's just not. That's not comedy. I'm sorry. It's just fucking. Go fuck a model. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, that's not what we're here for.
I know. Sober Jeff's pretty fun too, though. I actually remember what happened. It's pretty cool, All right, I am single, ladies.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Yeah, take what I can get here. You know what I mean? No, that's a joke. I am straight. I'm regular. Yeah. One of these old school guys who likes ladies. Vintage. Not a lot of us popping around anymore. I live in LA. They're like, ew, straight man. I'm non-binary. Just put it in my mouth. Old school.
That was almost a punchline.
Just puss for this guy. One of these old cowboys that just bangs ladies. Yeah. Like 10 years from now, I'm gonna be against the law, I'm pretty sure. At least in LA, they're gonna be like, what? He only has sex with women? What a bigot! You're like, I'm sorry. You fuck everybody! I'm like, I can't. I think I'm single because I live in Los Angeles. That's what I believe. I believe I'm single because LA is just too hard to impress the women there. You can't impress them. You can just talk to them and realize that's never gonna happen. You'll talk to a woman in LA and be like, do you like snowboarding? They're like, I love snowboarding. My last boyfriend's dad owned Burton snowboards. I'm like, all right, never mind. We had a private helicopter. We went to our mountain. I was like, never mind, fuck off. I don't know. I don't think my dinner for two at Applebee's is gonna impress, you know? It's a real bagel bite lifestyle. I don't have private helicopter money. It's insane.
Just there's a lot of like no laugh sections here. I'm just like having a hard time getting on board, like having an attractive person lamenting about dating in general.
Did I spoil it for you?
You kind of it wasn't even you, but it's just hitting now. Like you could see, you kind of did. You kind of ruined my boner for this comedian. I'm like, I like it. I want to see some good, sobriety kind of comedy, and then I'm like, oh man, I'm losing it.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, there's nothing new. He's just like spouting some fucking, trite, anti-woke, like not even, pablum, I guess. Like it's not even like a joke. It's just kind of like almost right-wing virtue signaling on the most tepid sort of level. Like it's not, it's.
I would say your comment on the like self-aggrandizing. He's like aggrandizing his like sobriety a bit, and then now he's just like aggrandizing his straightness, like for comedic effect, but even for the audience maybe a bit, but certainly not for the two of us.
Yeah, I mean, it just falls flat. Like I could see if you were doing this in West Hollywood and being like a provocative comedian, and like you calling out that I am the only straight guy in this place. Like there could be something to that, but just like I feel like this is middle of Ohio or something that he's doing these jokes in, and it just feels more like pandering than anything. I don't know. Do we know where this is taking place?
I don't off the top of my head, but we will put it in the show notes, or it'll be on the website.
We won't, but we'll say we will.
Yeah,
They're so stinking good. They don't even know what things cost. I had a woman invite me to get smoothies at a grocery store called Air One. Now, you don't need to know anything about Air One for this joke, except
it's the super. He's going to explain it right now, I'm sure, but it's the super hoity-toity rich fucking grocery store, like way above Whole Foods or whatever.
They win a level above.
They think smoothies cost $30 there.
Yeah.
$30 for one smoothie. I bought 2 smoothies. I don't know if you're good at math. That's like $100 or whatever.
That's the best joke he's had. Fucking math joke gets me. All right.
But you pay. That's what men do. That's how our lives are. We have to pay, right? Sometimes that's gonna happen. You weren't expecting the price, and you got to play it cool. Kids like your total's $86. You just have to be like, That's what it's like to be a guy. Right? You're not allowed to freak out. You look like a cheapskate, It's a first date, and the kid's like, your total's $86. I can't be like, what the fuck? Grab her arm. Did you know about this? You pay. That's what men do. You pay. We pay. I paid. We left. I thought me and her would bond about how expensive these smoothies were. I thought me and her would be like, what a stupid store.
Wow.
We'd make fun of the type of assholes who would shop at a store like that. I thought we would tell our future kids about this overpriced smoothie date. I thought we would bond. I thought it'd be it'd be nice. She didn't bring it up at all. I kept waiting. I was like, she'll bring it out. She'll bring it out. She's pretty cool. She's going to notice that the smoothies were expensive. She didn't bring it up. About halfway through my smoothie, I was like, $30 is a lot for a smoothie. Just kind of snapped mid-smoothie.
Lady loved it.
It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. I need you to know. It's fucking... She's like, oh my God, that's what it costs. Don't be cheap. I'm like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Again, like a good premise, a good setup, but I feel like that punchline was just botched. Like there could have been, I feel like there should have been so much more to that discovery. Like, yeah.
I feel like he's just stretching some of these premises too thin. Like
Absolutely.
There's just not much meat on the bone on some of these premises where it's just like, oh, we got it. We got it the first line.
Right.
A little bit. And I don't mean to be like mean about it, but yeah.
You can. That's no one's.
I
There's
don't
them.
mean mean to Jeff Dye. He seems like a nice youngish man.
He's not even Canadian.
Store's wrong. It's shit in a blender. Blenders shouldn't cost $30. She's like, I have a Vitamix. I'm like, this isn't gonna work at all. And if you don't get that reference, a Vitamix is like a $10 million blender that has fooled every beautiful woman, you know? No, it blends gooder. That's why it's the price of a Ferrari. It just chops up shit.
Cross up.
I'd love to see one of these LA women on The Price is Right.
That's a good premise.
Wouldn't that be a great episode? They're like, how much is this apple? She's like, I don't know. Is it like $1,000? This show's hard. That is the worst part about being a guy.
Yeah, I feel like you can get a couple more tags on that. Like you got some, like you have a good vehicle there. Like let's take it for a spin.
Absolutely, yeah. He finally comes up with a good premise and then just wastes it on fucking bullshit. Like, just
Like I got one, and then it's like, oh shit.
yeah. Again, we're back to the funniest guy at the AA meeting. It's not. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give him one more joke.
One more.
You know, worst part about being a guy, just paying for everything, always. And I know that women hear this and they go, well, there's bad parts about being a woman. I know, there's very bad parts, unfair things that women have to deal with in life just because they're women. It's wrong and it's unfair. And then there's good parts. There's good parts about being women too. And there's good parts about being a man. And then there's bad parts. And I think the bad part is paying for everything all the fucking time. That's a pretty big one. I feel like the weirdest part is, not only is that one of the worst parts about being a man, but we're also not allowed to complain about it. Just me bringing this up has annoyed some of you women. Like, what the fuck is he talking about up there? That's quite a flex. Pay for...
Getting back to parallel thinking, this is a premise I've heard probably 1,000 times before. I can't even name the people I've heard spout this, but yeah, the idea of, it's often something that's spouted by like the divorced dad comic that's mad that he's paying for everything and, no one even acknowledges it, sort of thing.
I can see like a Louis C.K. or Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Which is, tough to
Adam
compete.
Carolla territory, definitely.
Oh, for sure, Carolla.
It's just, I don't even want to say hack. It's just, I guess in his hand, it's well tread certainly, and in his hands, it's not doing anything new or special. It's just, he's just kind of saying stuff. I don't know. I'm done with this guy. Fuck him. What do we got next?
It's a good question. Oh, we have now we're going to a different part of town. Because this special, the first one was live in LA. Our next comedian is Brooks Wheelan with his special Alive in Alaska.
Was this supposed to be like some sort of tour of North America? We started
was
with
a
the
tour
Canadian
of-
guy and
Yeah, a little bit.
LA, and now we're in Alaska.
Now we're in Alaska. You have a nice little connection to Alaska because you lived and worked there for quite a bit of time, correct?
Yeah, a little less than a year.
Hey,
it kind of all looks like this.
that same font and everything.
Basically, yeah. I've also been watching a lot of Northern Exposure recently, so it does all just kind of look like
good timing then.
But yeah, that's like a storybook font. That's kind of weird.
Love our shit and shut...
No, wrong button.
Oh, geez. Well, but while you're figuring that out, have you heard of Brooks Wheelan? Anything?
No,
Nothing?
I know nothing.
You don't remember him as a former SNL cast member?
Oh, geez, no. Not at all.
No, 2013 to 2014. So he only had 1 year. So it was a short tenure at SNL.
I mean, I go in and out with... I think I only watch SNL during election years. So I think that would have been
not a bad strategy.
Yeah, that would have been an off year. So that's my excuse, at least for right now. It's our last show of the tour.
Let's hope it's the best one.
Alaska! This is so fun. This is the end of a 2-week tour. I've been here 2 weeks.
Okay, I was
Which
going to
is
say,
long
was the
enough to know
audio
you're-
really weird in the beginning there? I'm like, I hope this isn't like this the whole way, but
No, I think they just kind of had some weird shit going on with the audience.
okay.
Insane.
Also, fucking the end of a 2-week tour. Like, literally, you just went on vacation, dude. What the fuck?
Here's my impression of every person I've met in Alaska. I'm like, why do you live in Alaska? They're like, well, I came up for a week. Been here 89 years now.
That's accurate.
Also, I'm wanted for manslaughter.
Also accurate.
It's mostly manslaughter. I can't be near Virginia. And you're not impressed by anything. Nothing will impress you. I was hanging out in the ocean during this tour. The ocean. And I saw a fish. And I reached down and I grabbed it. And I caught it with my hands. And I picked it up. I was like, holy shit, I just caught a fish with my hands. And the guy I was with goes, that happens. What? Where? No, it doesn't.
That is like such a simple fucking punchline, but like that is maybe because of the dearth of comedy that we sat through for the previous 10 minutes. But yeah, that was a I don't know, surprising but simple, and like there's just something to that simplicity that just makes it that much more magical.
Oh, I like it.
Asked away, it took him so long. This is the first time, and he goes, it's time, get over it. What's that mean?
Get over it.
Then later that day, we went to this hot dog stand, and it said, reindeer dogs, Alaskan style. I was like, I gotta get one of those. I just want to try it, all right? I gotta see what Alaskan style is. And the guy gave it to me, and it was a bare hot dog. There was nothing on it. And I said, what makes this Alaskan style? And he said, for real, you can put whatever the fuck you want on that hot dog. And then he pointed to condiments. That happened. He was basically just like, the government won't watch you eat that hot dog. That's Alaskan style.
Have you had one, by the way, John?
No. The island I was on was famously one of the only places with Chinese food, so that was our delicacy. But this guy's, again, his simplicity, like it's like it catches you off guard, and it's like it's almost all energy and charisma, but it is more than that. There is like a craftsmanship to that simple turn of phrase, that setup, and then that just sort of. Maybe it's because I spent so much time there, but that is just kind of like how blunt things are there, and how like matter of fact, like, and you're surrounded by like some of the most impressive nature in the world. So it's very hard to be impressed by anything. Like it all very much tracks.
And he's just good at pulling out the comedy from his experiences and distilling it without like too much filler.
And it's also one of those things where like they are jokes and they are like written and structured, but I don't know that anyone else could actually pull them off. Like if you just wrote down the joke and gave it to another comedian, I don't know that it would work without his like weird specific energy and style there.
Agreed.
And then he said, that's $11. And there's barely any reindeer in that. You got fucked, idiot.
It's like almost a East Coast anger, but like
yeah.
But with like a Midwestern chill kind of like that can't be overcome. I don't know. There's just there's a
gotta
weird
be a
sort
Midwestern vibe there. Yeah.
You're saying he's got to be a Midwestern?
Yeah.
I get that feeling.
You guys, I've never been to a state where you treat planes like fucking buses. I've never been on a plane before until this tour where it landed and it said, this isn't your stop. Sit tight. Some people are gonna get off, some other people are gonna get on. and then we're gonna go back into the sky. What?
Comedians never had a layover before? That's a little weird one.
Why?
I guess for maybe
it's
smaller planes, like
Yeah.
prop planes.
I mean, there's a lot of like little towns that are just connected by airplane up there. So, it's not like, yes, there are little prop planes everywhere, little Cessnas and Piper Cubs and shit. But like, there's also like, Alaska Airlines has, I don't know, they're not the big 777s. They're like the smaller ones, whatever the fuck they are. But yeah, they're, you're constantly making little hops and shit on that.
Yeah.
Run. I still don't get it. What's the milk run? Do they not have milk here? Are we delivering milk? Am I part of a milk truck right now?
You are.
Why
yeah.
can't Cordova get milk, but you know how to get oil fucking everywhere? You figured that out in the 70s. It's 2023. They're like, we gotta fly the milk over to Sitka.
Hey, that's where I lived.
Get it together.
Yeah, literally, there's no fucking cows, dude. Like, I don't know where you expect to get milk. Like, that's, yeah.
Look at this. Local expert, Sean Fau.
Hey, yeah, I guess.
I don't want to stop in Yak Attack, okay? I do not want to stop in Yak Attack, and I did. And I tried to get off, and they shamed me. I'm jealous of your state for being cool, though. Like, it's cool, it's interesting, it's weird. People come visit here. It rocks, it does. And I'm not pandering. I have a very low bar, okay? I'm from Iowa. I have a low bar.
That's about as Midwest as it gets.
Everywhere's exotic to me, I'm from a meth town in Iowa. So it doesn't take a lot for me to be like, that's pretty cool. Like, is anyone else in here from a meth town? Yeah? Wait. What? McKiskey. Sounds appropriate.
Now they're on the map.
Yeah.
All right, McKiskey, Alaska. Is it Alaska? McKiskey, Alaska? Sure? Look, bud, I just came. You tell the jokes, idiot. I didn't sign up to be part of your act. All right, McKiskey, allegedly Alaska. Have my back on this joke, okay? The reason I know I'm from a meth town is because until about 8th grade, I thought garages just blew up sometimes. That just happened. McKiskey? Yep. Factual joke. And no one tells you why the garages are blowing up as a child. So you come up with theories. As a little kid, I was like, sun must have got hot. Then I grew up and I was like, it can't be the sun. That doesn't make any sense. Why aren't all the garages blowing up? So I was like, it's the garage refrigerator for sure. Gotta be the garage refrigerator, Because as a kid, people would be like, go give me a popsicle.
What's that?
I said that is big in the Midwest, the garage refrigerator.
I feel like that's big everywhere, isn't it?
Is it?
It seems like a thing.
It's like on nationwide.
Yeah. It's really starting to hit big with the kids.
Are you out of your mind? You want me to go to the most combustible part of the house? I don't even keep my bike in there. Because garage refrigerator is always making noise. It's your worst appliance. And it's really exciting to be able to tell this joke where people understand what a garage refrigerator is. It's wonderful, okay? Because I live in Los Angeles right now.
See?
And when I talk about having a garage refrigerator to a Los Angeles audience, all they hear is 2 refrigerators.
Yeah, but most people don't have garages, so that's
a good point.
Someone must have grown up a billionaire. And I have to correct him. I'm like, oh no, you don't understand what a garage refrigerator means for most of the United States. A garage refrigerator simply means you finally got a new refrigerator. And then you said, don't throw the broken one away. That's for weird shit now. That's for things that should get cold, but if they don't, That's still okay.
That's so true.
That's for things we don't want around the everyday milk and eggs, you know? That's for more loose deer meat in a Ziploc. That's what we're gonna put out in the garage refrigerator. Stuff from your neighbor. That goes in the garage refrigerator. You know what I mean? Your neighbor Jerry shows up, he's like, you want any of this meat? Nah, I shot him. Like, you wrecked your car, Jerry. You hit that fucking meat. I know that. That's hit meat. I'll take it though. Thank you so much. I know your processing plant. They do a great job. All right. I'm gonna put it out with the hot beer.
Hot beer.
I thought I was really rich growing up. I really did. I thought we were very rich. It doesn't take a lot to feel rich when you grow up in a meth town. It doesn't. Like, my dad sold cars and my mom was a babysitter, and I was like, I get why we're Republican. Keep the government out of this combined annual income of $55,000 for a family of 5. That's our Ford Taurus we share, not the government. You find out how poor you actually grew up with how late in your life you learn Red Lobster's not a fancy restaurant.
It's still
And somebody didn't
fucking fancy to
laugh,
me,
and
man.
you're still
Shit.
poor, and that's okay.
Like them Cheddar Bay biscuits.
You have a goal now. That's exciting.
I don't think I've ever actually been to Red Lobster. Like, I still classify that as like too fancy for me shit.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I can't picture a sit-down experience at Red Lobster. Not even for their endless shrimp, which almost ended them.
Yeah. Well, that's possibly a conspiracy theory, but yeah. Some apparently like hedge fund shenanigans and like all sorts of back end deals and stuff got mixed in there too. But yeah, who knows?
Next time you pop down to Seattle, give it a shot. You can afford it, I promise. We think it's great, but it's the Applebee's of the sea. That's what it is. I didn't know Red Lobster wasn't fancy until I was
Apt comparison.
37. And I'm 37. It was months ago. It was this summer it happened, okay? I was in New York City with my friends. We were in Times Square and we were walking. There's a 3-story Red Lobster. I was like, whoa! And I took my phone out. I started taking photos of a fucking Red Lobster because it was 3 stories. I was like, no, nobody's gonna believe this. Nobody back home is gonna believe that I saw a 3-story Red Lobster. That must be the mother, you know, like. And my friends are like, you love Red Lobster? I was like, oh, I love Red Lobster. Like, let's go. And I'm like, we wish. Someday. And they're like, no, for real, let's just go. I was like, no, for real, I got fucking shorts on. We're not getting in. That's a khakis only establishment, all right? Someone's grandpa in town gonna pay for that? That joke hit. You love when you're doing a stand-up special and one person in the crowd laughs. That's what you're going for. I connected with one guy, and we filmed this, and we flew the whole crew to Alaska. That's what we was trying to get, baby. One guy.
What this act that is, I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to cut him off there, but yeah, definitely. What the fuck? There we go.
Enjoyable special. I liked it.
Yeah, not too bad. Who'd you like the best today?
I feel like it's obvious. I really enjoyed Tommy Melor the best. I would say, just for his joke writing, his like persona, stage presence, the whole shebang. Could have used a brick wall, but I'm definitely
You
going
and your
back. to
fucking
finish
brick
that one.
walls, man. You're just gonna like re-edit all of these with brick walls behind everything, aren't you?
That's why they made AI, baby. So I was gonna
Jesus Christ.
just re-brick wall these specials, upload them. You know, copyright be damned.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. That like weird laid back Canadian perspective just kind of makes everything funny. This last guy, what the hell is his name? Brooks Wheelan. He was amusing too, but I feel like he was again, they're both kind of sort of charisma and pacing and cadence more than like definable jokes. But yeah, I'd have to say the first guy is more enjoyable, or I definitely had more laughs with the first guy than this last guy, and the guy in the middle just pissed me off. So whatever.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if it was like an energy thing too, but yeah, if we were to track like laughs per minute from the two of us, I would say Tommy Melor won on that metric alone. And then yeah, Jeff Dye, I wish him well, but maybe the special does pick up the pace a bit. But yeah, once I got into the dating territory, I started to like fully check out.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. But speaking of check out, we got some new things for you guys to check out there.
Yeah, be sure to check out StandupTeardown.com first and foremost. Well,
Indeed.
I'm getting that plug in right away.
That was the plug I was building to. But
I stepped on it. I'm just stepping on shit all episode here.
Exactly. You're calling my setup shit. I see how it is.
No.
Jesus Christ, man. Fucking call me creepy. You call me setup shit. Fucking this whole goddamn show is just fucking going to hell.
The Sean Fau teardown this episode.
Man. Fucking God, I didn't sign up for this.
Oh, come on. Can everybody please build Sean up by hitting that like and subscribe button? One like equals one pat on the back to Sean Fau for putting this whole crazy thing together, getting all these screens up, switching them.
I may not have signed up for this, but you can sign up for our website at StandupTeardown.com. Log in your info, and then you can do all the crazy stuff of rating the different comedic specials and get into the algorithm and click around and do all the fun shit Matt's been working on there. Amusing stuff. You can even search the old shows and, when you forgot who said what, you can really narrow it down and, put together your court case for when you're coming after us for whatever violations or things that you're trying to get us on. So, yeah. There's a whole...
Order now.
Yeah, a whole hotbed of evidence, as they call it. Yeah, check that out. And again, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that shit. Give us the thumbs up and the fucking the bell. And yeah, check out the rest of the specials. They'll all be listed in the thing.
Yep, keep standing it up.
And we'll keep tearing it down.
I love it.
Between the punchlines, they set them up, we knock them down. Why heckle at the show when you can heckle from the comfort of your own home? It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy